This is Jan Price at the ILLUMINATE Film Festival, and I'm interviewing Lily Hahn, Shining, and Belle Hahn, and they just premiered their film here at the ILLUMINATE Film Festival entitled Feeding Tomorrow. Welcome to the film festival. It's great to have you both here.
Thank you so much, Jan. It's so great to be here.
Thank you so much for having us.
Oh, you're so welcome. We met here last year. You sponsored a film here last year, Fantastic Fungi, and that's when we met, and I knew instantly I fell in love with you. I'm sorry, Lily.
No, it's okay.
I'm falling in with you now.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm falling in love with you now. Yeah. The power of now. That's right. I didn't meet you last year, so the power of now. So let's talk about, because you were talking about Feeding Tomorrow last year, so let's talk a little bit about this film, how you both got involved with it.
Well, it's interesting that you bring up Fantastic Fungi because that was the first documentary I've ever seen. And when I saw it, I literally pledged my life to a tree that New Year's, as I shared with you in our former meeting, and that led me to 10 days after that meeting the executive producer of Common Ground, which reminded me of the soil. And well, Josh and Rebecca and John Rulak actually in a field in Ojai, and he asked me if I wanted to become a producer, and I thought, kind of already am. Sure, we can make it official. Why not? Like, we're all producers in a way of some sort. And I was like, Lil, you want to do this? And we went up to watch this incredible trailer for Common Ground in Ojai with Rebecca and Josh, and I wept.
It was their land, though, for me that really almost let the wings take off for flight, because everything about their farm with their llamas and the chickens and the consciousness of how they surrounded themselves with nature and everything working together as one, not against each other. That's when I was like, I am behind anything that they truly have to contribute to this world and this earth. And that's how we connected with Kiss the Ground and Common Ground, and then that led into Feeding Tomorrow, which...
And we met Oliver through Jennifer Smith, who brought him to Lotus Land a couple of years ago, and when we all connected, it was like remembrance. It was just like a lifetime, and we knew we were meant to do work together. And then he talked about his film Feeding Tomorrow, and it was completely in alignment with our work with Common Ground, but also really a how-to solution based, which I thought was critical at this time, that hope has to be the essential message. Yes, you have to face the intensity, the doomsday of where we've gone to create these issues, but the only way through is to become aware of it, to wake up. And so these, Fantastic Fungi did that with me with the web, about us all being interconnected. And I think these connections, whether it's, my history with Jennifer and gardens and fashion that led to this movement around what Lil and I are really wanting to do for the community, to feed today and to feed it collectively through the soil and through the soul, and bringing in art, music, dance, collaborations, other things that we're so passionate about. But you can't create on an earth that's healing, that needs our support, and that earth needs it now.
Well, what always comes to mind when you say that the soil and the soul are connected, and I really love that, and I wish you would expand on that, because that for me was a notion when you said, when we take, and I'll let you, because you are just being, no, you go for it, because this is where, when sister, she said, Lil, look at this analogy, so go for it. It was amazing. The soul,
the I in the soil and the you, I shared with you too, the you and the soul is the reunion of the we, is the oneness of the you and me with humanity, remembering that we are the earth, and the separation that we have forgotten, that amnesia we've all been in, is the opportunity for a wake-up call that we're really rising into together and collect individually, sovereignly, and in our sovereign service together.
And it does take the conscious choice. It takes the conscious choice, and it takes the awareness for all of us to make the change. And without that awareness, and without that step forward, or composting your vegetables, or really knowing where your beef comes from, really having the humanitarian side in every dimension, not just plant, not just animal, but the inner soul, that we're all connected in one. I think it's really important to notice.
And that's what this film festival's been all about. All of the films are all around that connectedness, how we all are connected. Each film in its own way, and has expressed that. And I think that's such an important message, that each one of these films has brought to the higher consciousness, which is what this is about, consciousness making. But illuminating these issues which we need to be illuminating. But since last year was the first year it was here in Santa Barbara, it was 9 years in Sedona. What does it mean a year later to have your film here now? Because last year, you were working on it, I think, but it hadn't really come to this point. So talk about your experience here at Illuminate and what it means to you to both be here.
Do you want to start? Yeah.
I mean, as a community, we're already so conscious about to me, our farmers market is truly one of the best in the country. It's just remarkable. Saturday, Tuesday, when you walk down and you see the farmers working together. And so when you bring a film like this, where already the community is conscious, that then can expand the wings. So for us, I think it's just such a beautiful gift to share our film with our community.
100%. And for me, I've had many experiences that have witnessed watching these boys grow up too. I went to Napa last night and watched their father cook alongside their sister, and have heard stories of when Oliver and Simon have shared, the wake up call within them when they were in, Dubai or Las Vegas or these different restaurants, going, where does this food coming from and where is it going? Like these simple questions that reminded me of how I had been living, very differently when we were on a farm and raising, not only animals, but the growing our own food and snapping the beans and connecting in that way, which maybe that isn't what Lil and I are not necessarily known for instantly, but it brought me back to that remembrance of where food comes from and that connection to the mother. And so I feel like with watching them step into their power as like conscious men, to hold the container of the divine feminine that is moving so powerfully through right now, it's actually a wake-up call invitation for everyone. It's the women, it's the men, it's the family lineage, it's the breakthrough, right. And that's what they've done.
They've also put the seed back into seed. They've planted the seed again.
Yeah.
When you regenerate in the sense where you think about seedless watermelon, what it takes to grow a seedless watermelon, what chemicals, saying they're planting the seed back into consciousness.
It's so true.
So for us, as sisters, to be co-producers with brothers, and now knowing the new project, which is so beautiful, which is huge, we can't release yet, but the project coming, which again, an awareness, a consciousness, a fact that maybe some people don't know, but that's what I think these brothers also not only illuminate, but they bring forth. They plant the seed. They do it.
And they do it honoring the women in their life. Their sister Belle is an incredible chef that has actually regenerated Williams-Sonoma. It's spread to that level of within the family and within a much bigger realm. So I just think to have it here, where is our home base, and to watch it take that root in that soil of Santa Barbara is a very exciting launch pad straight from witnessing it at Napa, because this is a world movement. It's starting, and Santa Barbara was where we had our first Earth Day. There's so much about Mother Earth that's connected here and now. So it just feels like we are planting the roots for not only feeding tomorrow, but to really truly get ready to feed today.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you both for birthing this movie and bringing it, because it's so important. It really is. It's very important to have these messages out there, and Illuminate is the best place to put it there too. So yeah,
I love you.
I love you. Yeah, you're welcome.
Lovely to meet you.